Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Korner Booth podcast. I am your beat up host, Jared Klim. Been coughing my way through this entire weekend, but we're in a celebratory mood this morning. It's afternoon, evening, whatever. Minnesota Wolves. That in honor of Anthony Edwards, I am raising a glass
Jesus,
to
dude.
Mr. Edwards and the boys, to sending those weenie nuggets, those chicken McNuggets home. Except for Nikola Jokic, we'll talk about my gained respect for that man later. Him and his horses. But that being said, gentlemen, cheers to the most cartoonish looking beer of all time. Look at this thing.
Yeah, you look like
It looks
Barney
like the
from-
emoji.
Right?
It looks like the singular beer emoji. You gonna chug it? No. Oh, you're gonna.
No, that comes later. That will come if we're talking about a different closeout game in a few weeks.
That's got to be what, like a 48-ounce beer right there.
No, 24th.
There's no way.
Yeah, 2 beer cans.
Oh, all right.
Gentlemen, how we doing? How was your weekend? I'm trying to bring the energy right now. I am exhausted. Thanks to my sister's darling cat and my allergies and the Timberwolves ripping my heart out, putting it back in, sewing it back up, reigniting it, and then jacking it up. I didn't get much sleep last night. So, that being said, apparently we're supposed to go live on Instagram, but apparently that's having issues. So stand by for that.
Well, the Timberwolves winning makes me good because, like I was telling you before, I've got a parlay of if I can get the Wolves, the Rangers, the Yankees, and the Jets to win their respective sports championships. We'll start with the ones that are like kind of like I think they can actually happen, like the Wolves and the Rangers. I got $102,000 on the line if of winning. I only put down $30. I didn't put down $102,000. So right now I'm in fantastic position to eventually hedge because one of them is not going to win.
Nice. Luckily enough, for shits and giggles, while I was doing tree work with my dad, that's one of my allergies, because I realized oak trees have the most tree pollen out of all of them. So me lugging oak branches across the lawn, just with the wind going, just kicking pollen in my face, and I'm suffering. I said, you know what? I'm already getting kicked in the nards. Let me throw $5 down on my Timberwolves. And turns a nice $15 win. I'm like,
I was that guy that when the Knicks were down by 20, I got the money line at plus 400, so I put down like 20 just to see if I can turn 20 to 100, and it did not turn 20 to 100.
So let me ask you guys: what do you want to tackle first? Do you want to tackle Timberwolves? Do you want to tackle Knicks?
Let's go Knicks because that's I know it's a hot topic with Chris, but I think it's the easiest one to dissect. So this was a team. I honestly think the Knicks were going to go to the finals for the East if they had Randall, Bogdanovich, and Mitchell Robinson all healthy. They had three of their big five were out. Jalen Brunson was not completely healthy throughout the playoffs. I know he fractured his hand last game, but there was issues with other things he had going on, so he wasn't always 100%. So you don't have 100% Jalen Brunson. Like I said, you're out. You're without Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, and Bogdanovich for the entire playoff series, pretty much. It just felt like what else could this team lose? And they just kept fighting. They had heart. They just kept pushing forward. I think they gave New York a magical season. And hats off to them for having the season that they had. Whatever happens, I think I don't know if anybody, I agree. I think the Boston's going to choke it no matter what they do. This round, next round. But hey, listen, the Knicks aren't really far away from going all the way. I mean, I think they got the pieces. They got to bring back OG. They got to bring back Hartenstein. And then, they got to draft and see what they can do from there. But they're essentially like very, very, very close to being a complete team that could win it all, in my opinion.
I said to my buddy Ryan, big Knicks fan, probably about maybe an hour after Game 7 ended, I said, listen, healthy, you guys have probably the best team in the East because the depth and what they got out of the players they had and the team aspect. I look at the Celtics; they were just the best team in the conference because nobody else was the best team in the conference. So they're de facto 68 wins because everyone else. You look down the Eastern Conference, everyone has a problem. So we can go down the list. All right. So Celtics, we'll talk about them in a little bit. Knicks, injuries. 3 seed, I believe, was the Bucks. Injuries, and they only had really 2.5 stars, right? Not much depth after that. 4 seed, Cavs. It's the Donovan Mitchell show. Not much else. 5 seed, Magic. Really young. 6 seed, Pacers. Can shoot the lights out, but struggle on defense. Then you get to the 7th, 8th, and 9th seed. Nobody really cares at that point. We could talk. I think we've bashed the Heat, the Raptors, Chris's Knicks. Chris's Sixers. Chris, I apologize.
I was insulted there.
We have bashed those teams enough, but you get my point, right? The Celtics had the 2 best 1-2s. So by de facto, and they had a good 3, a good 4, and a good 5. So they had a solid first 5 on their roster. So hey, they're gonna get the win, right? They're gonna get the wins. They're gonna get the easy wins, and when you get to play the Miami Heat without Jimmy Butler, then you get to play the Cavs without Donovan Mitchell at one point, you're gonna get and cruise easily. Now they're playing a Pacers team at full strength, who's gassed up, who just beat the Knicks at home. It's gonna be a fun series, but I want to make a joke because ESPN is really getting sloppy. When Dan Patrick, of all people, calls out ESPN for the biased coverage of the New York Knicks. Now, I heard this on Dan Patrick, pardon my take, and I'm waiting to hear it from, what is this? Shout out to our producer, Nate, by the way. What is that? Why are you, going that in on a team? Why are you giving a pump up speech? You're supposed to be impartial. Listen, if I'm calling a game, let's say it's Diamondbacks. I'm doing Diamondbacks Rockies, right? We're doing a live reaction. Obviously, I'm a Diamondbacks fan, or a Hurricanes fan, or an Eagles fan, or a Timberwolves fan, whatever it is, right? But there's a certain professionalism you have to have, and they're showing Stephen A. Smith walking into the building. At half, the Sixers were shooting the lights out. First question out of I think it was Malik Andrews goes, what are the Pacers doing good in the first half? And verbatim, Bob Myers' dumbass says, what, Matt? Oh, OG Anunoby. I'm like, who cares? He played 5 minutes and he pulled his hammy. I don't understand this crap. I get it. The Knicks, when they're good, basketball is better. But they ran out of gas for the 80,000th time. Tom Thibodeau and his grind to the grindstone, pounding the teeth, offensive, defensive style, and his 5-man to 8-man rotation broke everybody. Now, Chris, I got to take some shots at your boy Embiid because some of the injuries had his name written all over it. I am a Tyrese Maxey fan. I love the city of Philadelphia. I am growing very antagonized by Joel Embiid's bitchy butt, all right? He's approaching Draymond territory with some of these swings. And I'm like, not Draymond, but Draymond's range, where I'm like, dude, come on. So, I think it wasn't supposed. It was Mitchell Robinson. That one was all on Embiid. Excuse me.
To be honest with you,
yeah.
I don't really care. I don't want to be I'm not shooting back at you, Jared, but Embiid's been swung at, hit, punched, thrown, and they don't call anything. Last year in the playoffs, Pascal Siakam broke Embiid's eye.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the Pascal
and nothing is called. So, I'm done with the NBA narrative. I don't care that the Knicks are hurt. I don't care about any of that. As far as I'm concerned, they deserve everything coming towards them. They're scumbags. I do not like the New York Knicks. I hate their fans. I hate their players. I hate Villanova now. I don't like anything to do with that team. I'm done. The fact that you're making memes out of Embiid's medical condition, Bell's palsy, thinking it's that joke, it's just it's hilarious to me when Brunson gets hurt and they're all of a sudden making excuses like, oh my God, Brunson's hand. Oh, they would have won if Brunson was in. The Sixers, I'm not going to really compare the Sixers and Knicks because, again, the Knicks went as far as the Sixers usually do in the playoffs. They went to the second round and lost. But as far as I'm concerned is I just hate the narrative of like Embiid is this because he's hurt. Like I'm not going to obviously curse, but like he's this word, he's that word, he's this word. But like if a different player gets hurt, like Giannis last year in the playoffs, like nothing is said to him.
No,
Nothing
I'm
said
not
about
knocking
his character.
injuries. Listen, injury history, that is not on him.
I don't wish injury on any player, dude. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it just annoys me that like I go on Twitter or I'll look at the media and it's like, oh well, Embiid's soft for not playing or playing with this, playing with that. When the guy has a messed up meniscus and a messed up face and he drops 40 and they lose, but at the end of the day, it's Embiid's fault. But like, as far as the Knicks are concerned, it's like the entire fan base were just making excuses for them. They were coming at the Sixers because obviously the whole NBA hates Embiid. Like I know that. Like I know that for a fact. Some people like Embiid. Nobody really likes him as much outside of that. But I just can't stand the narrative of someone getting an excuse for something, and then when it comes to a guy like Embiid, it's just like, oh, he's just, he's a wuss. It annoys me, dude. And like, it sucks because I like Villanova. I'm a Villanova fan. So it's hard for me to hate Brunson, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, like all these Nova-made guys. But then like I see they're on the Knicks and they're all like, flashy and cocky. And it's just like, it's hard for me to root for that. But I'm so happy the Pacers won. I'm so happy.
Me too. Honestly, me too. And I'm going to tell you why in a second. Chrissy, and I texted you this. I wanted to get you gassed up because you texted me this stuff in the chat, and I was excited. I'm like, you know what? I love this. Because Chris, I love when you're fired up, brother. I love it.
Appreciate it. But like you get obviously
no, trust me, I understand it and I respect it. Now, I only made the joke because sometimes Embiid does some kicks and some punches, whatever.
And he does. And look, I'm not and obviously I won't
it's the NBA. Yeah. There's some random shit. Like, I swear to God, Nikola Jokic is perfecting me back that ass up to get like moving screens and get away with it. He literally is doing the butt scoot and knocking guys on their ass because he's so damn big. Now, let me ask you this. Now, why I'm so sick of, J. Crispy coming in hot. So, my favorite thing about this is there are some very good Knicks fans out there. The mild-mannered, New York-born, or even Southern Connecticut-born, who just love their team, who just want them to be good, who just want them to understand everything. And then you hit the jackasses who are at the Wells Fargo Center, who are yelling, we want Boston up 2-0. And I'm like, y'all are the same clowns who are Nets fans when they had KD, Harden, and Kyrie. So let me say this. ESPN made me root for the Pacers. And that's horrible to think about it.
Dude, they didn't even know what to say, like the broadcasters, when the Knicks were getting.
Oh, they were dumbfounded. They couldn't wait to talk about Minnesota, Denver.
The media wanted New York to win so badly because it looked so good for the big market that they were just shell shocked. You heard, I heard the broadcast. I obviously just pulled that picture of Stephen A. and Spike Lee, which Spike Lee and Stephen A. are two people I cannot stand whatsoever. Just big egos. Even though I met Stephen A., he's a cool dude, but like he's just got that big ego now that I can't get behind anymore. But Spike Lee can write a movie about this second round season, so I'm very excited for the Knicks downfall.
We can do another winning time. Tyrese Halliburton versus the New York Knicks. I'm here for it,
dude. I mean, look, we might get Trae Young to co-star in that, dude, because he owns New York.
Can we just get a Western Can we just get the tale of 2 Game 7s, like a breakdown of the Knicks and Timberwolves and Sixers and Pacers and Nuggets? We just need a 30 for 30. on these two series that we just experienced because these were amazing series. So I'm all for it.
Watching last night's game, my only other, I guess, takes on it, really, just watching it was the Pacers. The Pacers, it wasn't even that they were playing like great defense. The Knicks were just so terrible at shooting yesterday, and the Pacers were just so amazing at shooting yesterday. Like the Pacers were making everything. Every time I saw a three come from the Pacers, it went in. Every time I saw a three go from the Knicks, it did not go in. It was just the Knicks were not hot last night. The Pacers were. The team shooting the ball won the game.
That's why I love the NBA playoffs, because everything is built off motivation and momentum, and a big win from the one thing that scares me about, like, because I don't know who won game 6. Was it the Pacers? Pacers won game 6, right? It was like a little bit of like a blowout.
Yeah, so there's 3. Yeah. 3,
My
2,
biggest fear with like always like game 6 blowouts is it's going to go the other way come game 7, because you're going to be tired. And it's happened. It happened to the Sixers and Celtics last year. Like we won game 5 in Boston, and I'm thinking, okay, or no, we took them to 7. We took them to 7. We had a good game 6, and then game 7 we got blown out by like 50. It's just, that's why I love the NBA playoffs. It's just everything is momentum and obviously how a team responds within the next game. And it's all about coach adjustments too, and that's why I love it so much. And I'll talk about that in the Timberwolves series. But I mean, coaching is as big as it gets in the playoffs.
I just love that you've got Chris on the big screen, and whenever he slightly moves his head, you just see Melvin Dew's face just pop up, and then it's just Chris, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, Melvin, crispy.
Dude,
Melvin.
I keep forgetting it's my background, so like I'm trying to like adjust my head so I'm not faded in with the Dew man.
You're muted there, buddy.
You know what? It's because I've been coughing and sneezing and everything. I'm trying to like be respectful. Here's the kicker, and then we'll move on to the other series. I looked up and down Indiana's roster. You start with Halliburton, McConnell, Pascal Siakam. You get to Miles Turner, and I'm like, oh, that's 4 dudes who can easily drop 20. And I'm like, oh, no wonder they lit the Knicks up. It was Jalen Brunson and a bunch of role players. Now, if you had a healthy Randall and add a healthy Nobi and Mitchell Robinson. Oh, fuck me. All right.
Bogdanovich.
Yeah, Bogdanovich. Dude, I hate pollen. I hate allergies. Whoever released these genetically altered oak trees into the atmosphere, I'm watching dead.
Oh, man, I felt so bad the other day.
Hat right now. All right.
The other day I was playing with Tony, and I accidentally directed him into a bush, and he ran face first into this bush, and all the pollen just exploded from it. And I was like, oh, better you than me, buddy, but, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't do that. All right.
Tone the bone.
Moving on. We're talking the series that everyone cared about. The series that, you know, the only way to intro it is a quick word from everyone's favorite son of Michael Jordan.
So, you know, they got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
Mike Daniels was crazy last
night.
A savage, dude. That statement aged well. Yeah, Jaden McDaniels, Cat, Naz Reid, Rudy.
I'll ask you this, Jared. Like, this is crazy to see. Like, Anthony Edwards didn't shoot well yesterday. How was he able to control the game?
Distribution of the ball.
Yeah. I mean, he's like, the kid's a real deal,
dude. Go back and just watch. He's doing.
I love him.
He's attacking the basket, kicking out to McDaniels. He's drawing a double team, drawing it up, allowing Conley to dish it to Rudy or to Naz. Also, I got to give my flowers and own up to this. Nathan, please put me center screen. I owe an apology to one Karl Anthony Towns. Last night, my friend, you grew a set. They always make the joke about the Wizard of Oz, and I sent a tweet out about I shared a tweet that somebody tweeted out about how he gave Cat some heart and he gave Rudy some courage. I, for the longest time, got sick of your bullshit, Carl, because I thought you didn't give a shit. Last night proved you give a crap when Ant gets you jacked up. You carried the team until halftime when the rest of the team finally woke up at about maybe 2 minutes in the third quarter when they were down by freaking 20, giving me a damn heart attack. On top of all that BS, I had to hear Jamal Murray's weenie butt dropping 30, and I'm like, great, we're going to lose. And I got the player I despise the most in basketball right now, besides LeBron, Jamal Murray, is going to literally be a problem. And then the most ungodly run of runs happened. I believe they scored 60 points in the second half. If I'm correct, yeah, 38 plus 60. Yep. 60 damn points. Unbelievable. I loved every second of it. This was an epic game, and it was a perfect way to end this series. And what makes, Chris, to answer your question, what makes me so confident why Ant was able to control the game, he trusted his teammates. And, yeah, honestly, if there's a way to blow this up, look at this. Largest halftime deficit overcoming in Game 7, 15 points. Largest Game 7 comeback in 25 possessions, 20 points. Largest comeback in franchise playoff history. Well, then again, it's not saying much. Timberwolves playoff history is pretty abysmal. That being said, shout out to our boy KG for that one run. What made it so good, to Chris, to finish off and end my Herculean Macbeth-like rant, is that Ant's distribution of the ball, ability to command the offense, and ability to almost act just like a ball facilitator and a point guard, because he knew he wasn't doing anything. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, and he's like, you know what? I might as well. I mean, listen, he went 16, 8, and 7. Like, that's a damn good stat line for 80% of the players in the league. Not a top 5 player in the league like Anthony Edwards, but, when life gives you lemons, you make beef skin. You make lemonade. And that's what he did. So, yeah.
Damn.
That is a stat line. This is the other reason Cat deserves his flowers. My man was a menace on defense. Him and Naz Reid are probably still haunting Jokic's nightmares a little bit. The blocks, the steals, the smothering defense. I don't know if Jokic sent them some bad steaks after they knocked him out of the playoffs last year or whatever, but he was ready to catch it. There's also a story I'm going to bring up in last call, because we're going to bring that back today. By the way, last call. Chrissy got the debut, but now I'm going to bring one back for this week. Also, Cigar Thursday start this Thursday, gents.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
I need one bad.
We're being swagooed out here. All right. Last thing I'm going to say. Ant energized his entire team with his leadership and his ball distribution, ability to run the offense through him. That's why we won. Yes, Cat played incredible, but you also look, everyone was where they're supposed to be. They flipped the switch. You know why? Because they started getting steals. They started playing defense. They came out they said, we're not going out like this. And I said in the group chat, I posted a picture of the 300 Spartans. I'm like, my boys ain't going out without a fight. I wasn't wrong.
Sure.
Yeah, watching that game yesterday, I just thought the scheme that was drawn up of just the defense on Jokic was just insane. Like you said, Naz Reid, Gobert, and Karl-Anthony Towns, just a rotation of all of those big guys on him with the blocks and the steals, like you mentioned. It was just insane. They couldn't have teed it up any better. It was just a perfect game plan. And even when they were down by 20 at one point, they still fought their way back and they won. And it just, the heart, they had the heart, they had the passion, they had the determination, they wanted it more, and they had a better scheme, in my opinion, defensively. Edwards, like you said, wasn't the greatest shooter last time, but just ball distribution, just passing the ball, getting everybody in, just moving it around. To me, that's like the champion effect. Like you see it in football with Brady. Just move the ball around. Don't focus on one guy every single time. And it just throws everybody off because you don't know where the ball is going to go next. So I just thought it was a great scheme, great defense. Papa John's.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, look, as much as I give credit to the whole Timberwolves team, I do, but you also got to give credit to Chris Finch. I mean, the guy made second half adjustments that were crucial. I mean, you were down a good chunk going into the third. You came all the way back and took over the fourth, and the littlest adjustments make the difference in the big ones. So the Timberwolves played amazing. And I was looking at the stat line, and I saw outside of Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, the highest scoring player was Michael Porter Jr., and he had 7 points.
And
I mean,
there's something to be said about that, Chris. That's a great point.
there was outside of those two guys. I hate bringing up the Sixers, but that's literally how the Sixers stat lines always is. Maxey and Embiid, and it's a drop off. So I mean, you need depth to win the big games. Like that's the Celtics have it, the Timberwolves clearly have it, the Mavs have it, the Thunder have it. That's what teams. That's how teams win championships, and that's why the Nuggets won the championship, and that's why a lot of these teams know how to win, is because they have a coach who makes adjustments like that, and they have depth because they can rely off a guy to come off the bench, as you brought up, Naz Reid, who makes defensive presence that can change the game. So,
also, sixth man of the year too.
Exactly.
Also,
I wanted him so badly.
Two things. One, Chris Finch, big Philadelphia Eagles fan, by the way.
Yeah, I've heard.
Went on the Rich Eisen show about, I think it was 2022. I was listening to it. I was driving home from work. I was a contractor still. And he was talking about how he's a big Eagles fan. I guess he's from PA or South Jersey or something like that. And he was excited about Jalen Hurts and the new team with A.J. Brown and all this stuff. And the draft was a good episode. And the other thing I want to bring up, the Pacers, another team with a lot of depth. 5 guys, 15-plus points yesterday.
Yeah.
True. I mean,
they don't listen. Not every team has a game plan for every single player on that other team. It's if you distribute the ball and you get your bench guys scoring 15-plus, you're going to win that game.
It's
just not be able to stop everybody.
It's just classic fundamentals. I mean, that's what happens. I can't see that. Oh shit.
No, I need my glasses.
Listen, we were all asking the question, and listen, he has to win something first. So let me be very clear. Nathan, full screen, please. Anthony Edwards is the answer to the question of who's after LeBron James. It's not Anthony Davis. It's not Giannis. It's not Dame. It's not Spider. It's not Brunson. It's not Jokic. It's not Jamal Murray. It's not Trae Young, Kyrie, Luka, whatever. Doesn't matter. To be honest, this is not disrespect towards European-born stars. The NBA needs their face. It's not Tatum either. Tatum's too soft.
Yeah, not Tingus Pingus.
Tingus Pingus.
Dude, Tyrese Maxey honestly might be more qualified than freaking Tatum sometimes. Because Tyrese has got a brass set of cojones. With Jason Tatum, I'm kind of questioning it. Just because you train with Kobe doesn't mean you're as tough as Kobe.
It's so funny. The funniest thing, Kobe's his favorite player. He wanted to be on the Lakers and got drafted by their biggest rival.
Listen, I work with a diehard Celtics fan. He's my fellow desk guy, right? And he is so cocky and overconfident. He's worse than Boston Connor on the Pat McAfee show. and almost as bad as Handsome Hank on PMT. I don't know what crawled up to these Celtics fans' asses, but I almost hope the Sixers give them a run. But to my point, we'll talk about those upcoming series in a moment. I think Ant is the best chance the NBA has to find the successor to LeBron James. He is the most quotable. Nate, if you could please pull up the quote between him and Charles Barkley. I don't even care if we get a copyright strike for it, but if you can find that, that'd be amazing. Because what he says to Charles during their interview is just peak Ant. All right? He is marketable. He literally goes, I'll put Jamal in handcuffs, bro. And I'm laughing. And the cat goes, I never experienced this like this in 9 years. And Ant's like, I don't give up about 9 years. You only did 3 years with me. And I'm like, I love this dude. He just saying, he is unapologetically him. He's probably the most quotable star. I love how his press conference, and we talking about Coach Finch, he cursed like 7 times in a sentence. It sounded like me if Kelsey was running a producer stand. Beep, 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 beep. It's like Morse code. Here we go.
Did you see last year? This is when I knew I liked Dan Edwards.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
So,
There we go. Bring your ass. That's what he says to Chuck. I'm like, I love it. Because Chuck goes, I haven't been in Minnesota in about 20 years. And he goes, bring your ass. And I'm like, that is, and I watched that live, by the way. I'm folding laundry. I had it stuffed up to the brim. You want to know how much pain I was in last night from all the pollen? When Cat hit that putback dunk, I lost it and jumped out of my chair. I was doing like the hero pump fake and was like, oh.
Usually in NBA history, it says you have to lose and lose big before you win. What is it about this team that says
We lost last year.
Yeah, but that's different. You have to lose at a bigger stage. Usually, teams. Usually
It's the playoffs. We lost last year.
We lost the last 2 years. Shit.
God damn. How much more we got to lose?
Yeah, how much you want us to
Been
lose?
losing for 20 years.
I mean, that's just the truth, dog.
God damn.
big cat guy.
Honestly, these reporters last night were hilarious because they had Mike Malone. By the way, I hate Mike Malone. He's such a crybaby. But when he said, he's like, how's it feel when you guys were up by 21 points? He's like, really? That's a dumb effing question. I'm like, bro, you blew a 20-point lead. They're going to ask you about it. I don't understand what the point is. It's like, you blew a lead. But like I said, to get off my finish that point, Cat, great sidekick for Ant. He is his Scotty or his Penny to Shaq or Clyde to Hakeem. He is that, or Kenny, whatever, whoever the hell Hakeem's sidekick was in Houston. He was Kenny the Jet Smith. I'm not even sure. Either way. Paul Pierce to Kevin Garnett.
Steroids to Jose Canseco.
There you go.
I'll tell you this, dude. I liked Ant Edwards when last year they were talking about how they got asked in an interview his thoughts on Alex Rodriguez and J-Lo's divorce. And he said, how the hell did you fumble that, A-Rod? That's what I really started liking.
I thought that was supposed to be the next, like, it couple of, like, sports center, whatever you want to, I don't know. I just thought they were so lovey-dovey. I thought they'd be together forever. And all of a sudden, I'm like, that lasted longer than I thought, but short-lived. I don't know.
Yeah, back with the Aflac.
Yeah, I don't like, honestly, like,
You got corrupt owners.
Yeah, I know. It was weird, like, the whole A-Rod J-Lo thing always just felt kind of off to me.
I haven't seen this much hype in Minnesota since the 2017 Vikings. And we know how that went.
Chris, we know how that ended, didn't we?
We know how that ended.
Yeah. Patrick Robinson gets a block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Destiny QB, Case Keenum. The dynasty, the
Bro,
QB of the Destiny.
Case Keenum, as much as he was that, we'll take a basketball timeout for 30 seconds. Case Keenum, as much as he was just a career backup, that boy could sling a rock, man. It's just absolute piss missile for an arm.
I'm rooting heavy though for the Wolves, dude. I remember when we started the playoff talk, you said if they win the finals, you give me a Nas Reed jersey, and
what?
Offer's still up there. I mean, look, if you want to send it over, you can.
Find the tape.
It's too far back now, you know.
I believe if there is some existence of this, Nathan can find it.
You might have said off air, maybe. I don't know.
I think the choices were.
I found a link for you, and I'll send it to you. You can get a Nas Reed jersey for like $50.
I'll tell me it's DH Gate, man.
No.
Oh man, DH Gate.
Nas Reed.
They found it.
I'm pretty sure the conversation was something along the line of send me $10,000 or Nas Reed jersey.
Chris is the whitewashed Nigerian prince.
The scheme is moving on. I'm requesting even more money now. It's up to 15. This is with interest.
Crazy. He went up there, guys. He's serious. He bumped it up 33%.
Yeah, I got to pay off my Sharks.
All right. Final thoughts on this Game 7 between Timberwolves and Nuggets.
I love it.
I don't know. Shout out to the Wolves for getting it done in Denver, and I hope they make quick work of Dallas, and we'll see them in the finals.
Have they ever won an NBA Finals?
No, this is the farthest they've gone as West Conference Game 7.
I'm even more excited now.
So a little story time.
Can I jump in for 1 second? I just want to give you a quick hypothetical.
Mhm.
If I'm not going to say it, I'll knock on wood for if they win the finals, are you going to the championship parade?
I'm so broke right now.
I feel like you'd make a trip there. I feel like you would.
If I could find the cheap flight,
Yeah,
but then I have to drive to Cleveland to go to the Fantasy Football Expo.
Oh wait, well, the finals wouldn't be
middle of June.
Middle of June, right? And the expo's in August, right? You got time.
Yeah, but I also have a truck that decides it wants to break down every 35 seconds. So
sell it for a ring.
No, that truck is the symbol of me actually starting to get my life together. So I will not, even though I just kind of scratched this today, because some lady in a U-Haul van was half parked in a spot, taking up 4 spots. I tried to get around her, and I clipped one of the protector bars by the gas pump. It tagged the outside of my wheel well just where the fender flare meets the bumper. And I was like, I just clipped it. It barely even left a dent, but it left a nice white tire scratch. I'm like, I was yelling some obscenities out my window with that lady, and thank God our window was up, but like I was so pissed off because the amount of stupidity it takes to park a U-Haul truck in the middle of a busy gas station parking lot, like you are a new kind of stupid.
I love people.
Like Draymond Green talking basketball stupid.
Yeah, that's why after like 10 years, I'm not in the customer service field anymore. I can't do it.
Obviously, we'll run these quick because we don't really have to expend much effort here. Boston, of course, took out Cleveland 4-1. No shocker there. And Dallas knocks off Oklahoma City in what is not as much of an upset as you think. Experience trumps talent when talent doesn't know how to handle it. Boom. Example A. Luka's made a run. Kyrie's a 2-time made it to the finals 2 or 3 times already in his career. He knows how to do it. All right.
He's a dog, man.
We're going to talk quickly. Early thoughts on Minnesota versus Dallas and early thoughts on Boston versus Indiana. We'll start with, obviously, the West Conference Finals. My initial thought, and this is something Kendrick Perkins brought up. By the way, shout out to my boy Big Pert. I hated you as a pro, but, bro, you are the Timberwolves' biggest fanboy. He was on McAfee today, and he was talking about, listen, I love the matchup with Minnesota because Minnesota has Dallas has 2 good guards, but then all the role players are their front court. They're back 3. Where Minnesota beats you is not with Conley or Edwards. Yes, Edwards is their best player. But where they beat you is their wings. McDaniels, Cat as their 4, Rudy being able to move, and Nas coming in, or Nikhil Alexander-Walker coming in, bumping Ant down to the 1. That is how they beat you. Or even putting slow-mo, my boy Kyle Anderson, in just to kind of be that point power forward. And it makes them so hard to match up with. So, they even off the bench, they got Luka Garza and TJ Warren. Yes, Bubble Jordan. TJ Warren is the bench warmer on the Timberwolves. Get a ring for TJ. That's what we're doing. That's the new chant. Come on. I know all y'all remember the bubble TJ Warden.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, dude. I'm looking at the first couple games, 8:30, 9 o'clock game.
Oh, I'm loving this. I actually might be able to watch all of them.
Yeah, that's a decent time for a conference game. But are they going to have 2 games in the day? Like, are they going to have like a nice 5:30 game?
I think they're alternating. So it's like Tuesday is going to be so Tuesday will be Boston versus Indy. Wednesday will be Minnesota versus Dallas. Then Thursday will be Boston Indy. Friday will be Minnesota Dallas. Then they'll probably travel day. Then Sunday will be Indy. Monday will be Minnesota. Yada yada yada.
I like a good travel day between the games.
Me too. Also, shout out to my St. Louis Battlehawks for making the damn playoffs.
Damn. I've not kept up whatsoever.
I'm not getting not NBA. Don't make my producer have to click things.
Who's the worst team in the was it USSFL? Is that what it is?
I believe it is the Memphis Showboats.
That's my team now.
I love it.
We're only going up from here.
Yeah, it can't get any worse than being last place.
Either that or the Arlington Renegades, who I think won the XFL title last year.
Listen, give it like 2 more years. The Memphis Showboats will have Zach Wilson as their starting quarterback.
That's right.
Yo,
Milf
I'll tell you, Zach
101.
Wilson will be the MVP of the XFL if he plays.
What do we got here? What are we looking at? Oh, Houston. All right, Houston's my team.
Houston Roughnecks also have like the sleekest uniforms, by the way.
Horns up.
Can't see where the defenders are.
Just
Green
got
spot.
eliminated. Just got eliminated from the playoffs.
Better luck next year.
You know,
Next
St.
year
Louis
when they get
Battle
Zach
Hawks was my
Wilson.
first choice, but I'm not a front runner, so I don't pick teams. I
I
don't pick the
love them
best
because
team.
of one-time Philadelphia Eagle Hakeem Butler is their best player. So
the beer snake got me for the defenders.
also, Hakeem Butler got railroaded in the NFL. He got drafted by the Cardinals. They couldn't
Hey,
find
yo.
a position for him to play proper X. They had DeAndre Hopkins. He goes to the Eagles. The Eagles try to convert him to play tight end because Dallas Goedert was hurt. And then he goes to the XFL and is basically their version of Megatron. So I'm all about the Hakeem Butler comeback.
He's that guy. Look,
We need
I'm not
another PJ Walker to come into the NFL from the not the XFL, but the USFL, whatever it is.
No, I mean, the kid from Nebraska, Martinez, he's not bad. He played pretty well. Matt Corral lost the starting job to him like halfway through the year. I was like, oh, that sucks.
That is, poor guy. He gets drafted to the Panthers.
Well, he was okay. He wasn't great.
Sits behind Baker and Sam Darnold. You think he'd eventually get a starting, never gets there. PJ Walker digs over him. Never, just poor guy.
You know what? Listen, he might be a great coach.
And it's like when Christian Hackenberg never played a game for the Jets when he was a second-round draft pick and then goes
Christian Hackenberg, literally the accuracy of Brett Favre after sending 2 dick pics and slamming a 36-pack.
And then he gets benched in the XFL.
He was terrible. He was so bad. I watched his debut in the XFL. I'm like, this is
Did
bad.
you-
Philly have a team?
Did you see the video of who'd you say?
Does Philly have a team?
No, they had a USFL team, but they weren't that good, so they didn't make the cut.
Did you see the video of Christian Hackenberg and Trace McSorley? Or is it somebody else? It was like
Nathan,
Christian
I
Hackenberg.
am very upset with you. That is not something I want to bring up.
Nice. That was a while ago.
I'm
It was
just
good
kidding,
times.
man. I love you, but no.
There was
I
a
don't
video
wanna- I don't
recently.
want Hackenberg year.
No, it was either Ben DiNucci or Trace McSorley. It might have been Ben DiNucci. It was one of them. But him and Christian Hackenberg were doing a whole.
Wait, talking XFL or
No, there was just some video. It was like a Penn State thing, and it was like recently. It was Hackenberg and another
it was
quarterback.
Trace McSorley.
Yeah, him and Trace
I
McSorley
know
were
that
doing like
time.
they were throwing target practice and stuff like that. It was really bad. It was
You gotta do,
really
like,
bad. I
gotta do,
know
like, the
Hackenberg
Mario.
hasn't played in a while, but it was bad.
You gotta do the Mario sound effect of like Ben DiNucci. Say, Ben DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci, who literally had like 3 ridiculous throws and then 3 ridiculous interceptions against the 2020 Philadelphia Eagles. The most painful season of football I've ever had to watch besides the last 7 games of this year.
Oh yeah. Forgot about this year. Yeah,
It's okay. My baseball team and my basketball team made it not hurt as much.
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with my baseball team right now.
Yeah, best team in baseball. Congrats to your Phils.
Listen,
We'll see you in the NLCS, partner.
we're back, buddy. We're back.
Alec Thomas, 2 times slamming the flag at Citizens Bank. We're going for a double.
I might
If
be
he
looking
ever
at
get
the
his
Orioles
butt back
in
on the
the,
field, his hamstring's been screwed up since we
I might fly out to Arizona just to jump in the pool. And then go home.
Hey, listen, if the Diamondbacks win the World Series, we'll do it together.
I can give Ryan that.
We
I
know
love
that-
that, dude.
we'll
I don't
do it.
even like.
Oh,
There's
listen,
the one team.
Korner Booth trip. Next opening weekend, we'll get pool seats and we'll jump in during the game.
My goodness, that's a dream of mine. Is Nate looking up plane tickets? Yeah. Let's go.
Dude. You
All
got
about the Titans, baby.
It's only May. Nobody cares.
Way to shut me down, bro.
The Yankees got one more win than the Dodgers.
Oh man, I can't find the
That's
Diamondbacks.
That's right. We'll
on
knock the
They
Dodgers
got-
out tonight. LL
some
Cool J
bullshit.
style.
They got one more win than them and 2 less losses, and they're not even as high in the power rankings. I don't know.
Because the Dodgers are the New York Knicks to ESPN. They literally will like.
Yeah, it's fair.
here. I'll tell you what, my Alec Boehm prediction was spot on. He's almost had 50 ribbies, and he's not even over yet.
We're on a 7-game winning streak.
Listen, he was
Oh,
him and
Aaron
Kyle
Rodgers
Schwarber-
at Yankee Stadium.
Him and Schwarber were like the two guys who I like feared in that series against you guys last year. Like Harper obviously is like goes without saying, but like Castellanos was like, oh, I got an easy strikeout.
I hate Castellanos, and he's the most inconsistent baseball player I've ever seen. I cannot.
Every
stand
time
him.
something crazy happens, like OJ died, or just like natural catastrophe, and I just keep choosing like the earthquake, and then OJ
He's sick.
died,
He's
and
a
I kept
sick
doing the
individual.
Castellanos home run for him, and he never did the home run for him.
He's a sick individual. He homers when he wants to, and it's at the worst times too.
Yeah,
One time I was at a Nationals game. I googled bad news. They were talking about how like there was going to be like I don't know war in China or something. I'm like Castellanos is going deep this game.
Well, guys, the Iranian president and foreign minister just died. Depending on which country you go to, that's good news or bad news. But yeah, Castellanos, give me for home run tonight.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna Google bad news. Oh wait, the Phillies play tomorrow. All right, well I'm just gonna Google bad news, see what happens. Not bad news Bears. Bad news Bears just came up.
Jesus. All right.
Gotta tell your client bad
Let's
news.
get back on track as the ADHD podcast. Ooh, good name for production. All right.
Delivering bad news to patients. Oh God. All right, never mind.
Chris, we should have you and Nate co-write an article together delivering bad news to sports fans.
Nate would write it so well, and then I would write.
Well, no,
the
we
most
need you to
raunchy-
Chris it up.
Yeah, it'd be so raunchy.
Exactly.
Nate's got a crazy stat.
That's my point. Like Nate wrote, I was the one who kind of spurred Nate towards writing that why you should pull for the A's. It was a well-written article. So I think this is another one from Nate Nguyen and Chris Lipoff writing together.
I think I blow his mind. I think if you get tired of me in 5 minutes if I wrote an article.
Buddy,
I think I would get so off topic that it
He's
wouldn't make any sense.
been working with you for almost 2 months already. I think at this point he would have gotten sick of you already.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good point.
He's got a crazy stat in the chat. The Phillies have 54 home runs, good for 6th in the MLB, and they're the best team in the MLB right now. The Oakland Athletics have 58 home runs, and they're 19-30.
Give me some of their players.
It's runs scored, not home runs. That's what
I don't
we
want
need.
any of the pitchers. I've been burned on Montas and Sonny Gray, but I will take the bats.
Oh, don't forget Esteban Loaiza.
I'll
I'm
take
not
some.
touching the
I'll take
pitcher.
some hands. I'll take some arms in the.
Yeah, us too. We'll take some bullpen guys. We'll take that dude, the closer who throws 110 off the.
I was just going to say, give me the closer, but don't give me
Yeah,
the
no,
give me
no,
that.
no,
Give
no.
me the start.
No one's taking Mason Miller. Okay, no.
We have to pipe in for this.
We got the
Nate, we'll give you. Hear me out. We'll give you Jordan Lawler, our number 1 ranked prospect at shortstop, and we'll
Okay.
also throw in one of our 15 outfield prospects, which we have no room for.
We don't got room for them.
I guarantee 2 or 3 of them are better than what you got now.
He's got
And
Billy.
just
wanna-
to sweeten the deal, we'll throw in Pavin Smith, who can play first base and is good for about 20 home runs and 80 RBIs.
I'll
Perfect.
give you my
Take it.
ideas book. I have a book of ideas. I actually wrote myself. I'll give
That's
you a book of my.
terrifying. I feel like that's like the episode of The Office where they do Creed thoughts. That's
Yeah.
Chris is writing a
Yeah,
book.
just open a Word document and then just put a custom URL on top of the Word document, and then I just type my thoughts out.
I'll give you a solid defensive center fielder for him right now. Exactly. You know what I'm talking
Go
about?
home.
Who?
Trent Grisham.
Oh man.
Banned. Matt's
I will-
trip to the penalty box is presented by the amazing people at Righteous Felon.
Wow,
Promo
it's
code
not
Belly
even
up
me.
for 15% off. Yes, Chris has been on his best behavior today, which I may have jinxed myself because he's about to say something out of pocket.
I'm in three shows in a row. Been on the best behavior, dude. I'm trying to get to 5, and then I'm gonna get raunchy again.
He's just gonna like step up and just be like titties.
Damn right. I might not wear pants on stream next week.
Just do it. Just don't stand up. And whatever you do not go to an interview not wearing pants.
Yeah, sorry. My ass cheeks probably will be out.
When in doubt, whip them out.
That's right. Full moon's coming.
Righteous Felon, official sponsor of Value Sports, Chris's Penalty Box, and the Korner Booth podcast.
That's back.
Welcome back, you low-balling bastard.
Welcome back.
Hey, listen,
Matt.
you start, that's negotiation. You start off at a,
You know
at a
what?
price,
This is why people hate the Yankees, because you cocky assholes think you can get every starter you want just to get knocked out in the first round by some
second round.
mid-market.
Look, yeah. Look. I'm pulling for you, Matty.
Listen, this could be our year because there's no Astros to knock us out.
Aaron Rodgers wearing a Yankee hat is a sight I never
It
thought.
It looks right.
It looks right. I mean, he looks like he could be a Yankees fan.
He doesn't look like he would be a Mets fan as a Jets quarterback.
No, honestly, and here's the thing: it's like the only time I've ever seen him, because he used to be boys with Christian Yelich, but then the Brewers became like the Brewers. The Brewers.
He looks like he probably root for the Knicks for like a sports, like a basketball team for New York, but he looks like he'd be a Rangers Giants fan.
The Darkness Retreat makes you do wild things, dude. I never thought I'd see that.
All right.
That was America's quarterback on our screen that graced our presence.
There you go. All right. Any thoughts on that? We will make predictions, obviously. So series starts tomorrow. All right, we'll go around the horn here. Nate, you can put yours up on banner. You can say it over live, whatever you want to do. We'll do predictions. Give me the Timberwolves in 6.
Sorry, I felt like a little bit of something was coming up. I don't know if I got Minnesota winning. I just don't know if I want to go with the 6 or if I think it's going to go. I think it's going to go the full 7. It's going to be the Minnesota Wolves, though, going to the finals.
I'm optimistic saying 6. I have a weird feeling it's going to be 7. Then we're going to get to play Boston, and we're going to be exhausted.
I think it's going to be Minnesota up 3-2. Mavs force Game 7, and then Game 7 goes to the Timberwolves.
And Game 7 is like Ant drops 40, Cat drops 30. Go Bears.
And we'll get to the next series when, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be as back and forth as this one.
I have an interesting take. Nate, I know you got yourself unmuted. What do you got?
Wolves in 7.
Ooh. And finish us off with our comic relief, Chrissy.
I'm going to go around the horn. I like the Wolves in 7 as well.
Damn, I'm the only one got him not going 7. It's scary.
We all got them winning at the end of the day.
Yeah,
so.
it's just that Mavs team. They are like buying a mystery box from an online retailer. You don't know what you're getting.
No, you don't. And that's why I didn't even think they would get this far, to be honest with you. I thought they were going to get bounced by the Clippers in the first round.
Well, I honestly could see them beating Oklahoma City because the Sun Thunder, to me,
no
I'm
experience.
Like,
Too young.
How? Yeah,
Too young of a team.
They beat the AARP squad with the Clippers.
Well, outside of SGA, you don't. It's a drop off. You sound like
and Drake's favorite basketball player, Josh Giddey. Woo!
Yeah. What? Why is Josh Giddey's favorite gambling game is blackjack? Anybody?
Because you want to get below 21.
Because he only hits on 16. I'm in the box.
Oh man, you almost killed Jared.
Oh my god.
That was good. He wittily did that.
Oh my Christ. And Nate, yes, we're bringing back Clown of the Week, but we're gonna do it on Thursday.
He wittily just did that.
Oh my god. All right, Nate, that's a clip. Even though Mike gets hit with a libel lawsuit, I think that is worth it.
Oh
my god. Well, hey, Chris, good news is you helped clear my throat out.
That's true.
Good thing is if they fire you,
I'm gonna get a pink slip in the mail, dude. Chris, your contract is.
If they let you go, they got to pay you out for your.
So that's about 15
your
million.
benefits.
Yeah,
you don't have any, but could have got that.
It's true.
All right. Moving on. Nate, save that clip and send it to us before Thursday. Eastern Conference. I mean, talking about the Clown of the Week clip. Anyway, Eastern Conference Finals. I have a hot take here. We're not going to go too far into this game. All I want to say is Boston has basically been playing this playoff series in cruise control. They get slipped up. A gentleman swept their way through Miami. They slept, and then gentlemen swept their way through Cleveland. Here's the problem. Cleveland was playing on Donovan Mitchell with one leg and half an offense. Once Mitchell went down, you knew it was over. And when they won, Mitchell didn't even play half the game. Or I don't think he played the whole game. I can't remember. It's been so long. Yeah, it was 2 Saturdays ago. That's crazy. Anyway, these series took so damn long. Anyway, give me the Celtics in 7. I think the Pacers are going to be a pain in the ass. They are going to be an absolute thorn in the Celtics side. I think the Celtics got really confident. They've been sitting too long. I don't think the Pacers even went full gas. One thing I noticed last night with the Minnesota-Denver series, mid-third quarter, go back and look at the replay if you guys have a second. Notice all the Nuggets, hands on their knees, looking like that meme of the woman who looked out of shape chasing somebody. They all look shot. The Timberwolves are walking around. They're jumping. They're hyped. They're like, I'm like, dude, the Nuggets look gassed. And I have a weird feeling. All right, Nate, that is a good stat. Boston has outscored Indiana 129 to 116.8 on average, 12.2% deficit. Biggest against any opponent this season. It's the playoffs. That's the problem. It don't mean shit. Listen, then the Suns were 3 or 4-0 against the Timberwolves, and we whooped that ass. Example A. That's why. Give me the Celtics in 7 because they do have the better team, the better coach. Actually, no. Rick Carlisle's, I think, better than Joe Mazzulla for now. But Rick Carlisle actually.
He watches the town before every game, so that's the big if factor.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it doesn't. No. Rick Carlisle watches Good Will Hunting.
Oh, that's wicked.
How about them apples?
How about them apples? I got a number. How do you like them apples?
All right, so here's the thing. Last thing I'll say. The amount of offense and the fact that they can score 20, 30 points with 4 different guys and the fact their best player is their ball distributor makes me think this is going to be a matchup nightmare because, yeah, Tatum will cover Siakam, but do you trust Jaylen Brown or Derek White to cover Halliburton? Who covers O'Connell? Who you really trust Porzingis to try to cover Miles Turner? They will win because they have a better team. But the Celtics, I think, are going to come out flat. And I think the Sixers are – I keep saying Sixers because I keep looking at you, Chris.
My dream
Pacers,
like coming back.
Pacers will steal at least 1 or 2 games where they shouldn't win. It's close. Halliburton hits a quick 3. They get a foul. They hit a couple free throws. And, oh, look, they won by 5. And everyone's like, what the hell has happened? Or Celtics sweep them 4-0. It's going to go either 7 or 4-0 Celtics. So give me Celtics in 7. Maddie?
I don't think they're going to win 4-1 again like they did against the Cavs, but I think it's going to go Game 6. I got the Celtics winning a 4-2 Game 6 series, and then to inevitably choke in the finals.
Chrissy.
Right. I guess.
BBL, Chrissy.
My Boston will come out. To be honest, Jared, I think the Celtics are going to friggin' probably win in 6 games. It's going to be a wicked matchup. Jason Tatum is going to eat his morning donkeys that morning, and he's probably going to drop like 40 points or something like that. I don't know. I think the Celtics win in 6. I think the Pacers give them some fits. They're not as good as the Celtics, I don't think. But they're a sneaky team, so they're going to make a series out of this. I like what the Pacers got. I like Siakam. I love Halliburton. Obviously, I like McConnell, former Sixer. I I don't know. The Celtics got a little bit more rest, a little more time to relax. The Pacers are just coming off a Game 7 at the Garden. And then they get to go up to TD Garden, so that's even a tougher spot to play. So I'm gonna take the Celtics in 6, even though I want the Pacers to win. I feel like all of America besides Boston wants the Pacers to win.
Yeah. All of America wants any of the other 3 teams besides Boston to win.
All of America except Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine, if they even like sports.
In the northern half of Connecticut.
Yeah. Yeah. Anywhere past like exit like 56 on 95 North.
Or exit, I'd say 28 on 84.
Or, anybody outside the New England area just hates the Celtics.
For those who don't know, like Connecticut has a weird split. It's like almost like a slice where it's actually legitimately the place where they cut off the cell phone codes between 860 and 203, where they make that split. That's where the Boston, New York line is.
Oh,
yeah, if you're in the 860, if you're in the 860, you're pretty much a Boston fan with everything. But if you're in the 203, you're pretty much a mix of like Giants and Cowboys and Patriots, as in your like top 3.
Nathan with the amazing stat here. According to Nate, Boston has played just 79 seconds of clutch time. For those of you at home who are not knowing what that is a game within 5 points in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. So basically crunch time. That's interesting. So
they're really good.
We'll see what happens because unlike Cleveland and Miami, Pacers can score in a freaking hurry. All right, Nate, finish us strong here. We'll kind of mosey ourselves out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Boston in 5, but I have a question for you 3, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Who's guarding Halliburton first?
Ooh, I think you're gonna put Brown on him.
Drew Holiday.
Ooh, does he have the speed to keep up with Halliburton?
I think he keep up with him. He's locked down plenty of people. I don't know if he's gonna lock down Halliburton, but he's done it before. He's a good defender.
It's a fair question.
I don't like Jalen Brown as a defender. I don't.
Yeah, I think you got to put the bigger guy on.
Is Derek White even worth in the conversation, or really it's just Drew Holiday?
No.
I think it's Drew Holiday, man.
He just got extended too, right?
What is he, 1,000 years old at this point?
Holiday did get extended. That's correct. Yes.
Yeah, he got traded. Then I think he got extended, like right after. If I'm not mistaken, or he might have got extended recently. But
all right.
Are you guys factoring in the fact that Porzingis is out games 1 and 2 in your predictions?
Yeah, I think at least game 1. Either way, I think the Pacers steal one on the road because I think Boston is going to be flat.
You said
50-year-old Al Horford
Tingus
will be okay.
Yeah, Tingus.
I hate that dude.
All right, quick break in NFL news. All-pro running back and one-time member of my fantasy team who basically killed me one time at a number 1 overall pick, David Johnson, retiring after 8 seasons. I forgot he was even in the league still responsible for one of the best quick 2-year runs of best running back in fantasy when he was with the Cardinals before he got hurt in 2017. Congratulations, David. On a entertaining career, I hope you find success in your next endeavor.
I thought he retired like 5 years ago. I didn't know he just put his papers in. I haven't seen this guy play since like 2018.
It'd be funny in the NFL if you had to put in your 2 weeks.
Dude, this guy, I don't think
I'm putting in my 2 weeks with the Eagles. All right, I want to trade.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey would literally have like a blacklist of how many times he brought it down to the last minute if he was retired or not. According to Nate, his best year was 2016, 2,800 yards from scrimmage. Or no, 2,100 yards from scrimmage, 20 touchdowns, first team All-Pro, Pro Bowl. Last play in 2022 with the Saints for that dumpster fire of a backfield besides Alvin Kamara. So there you go. David Johnson, definitely an interesting career. I completely forgot. I thought he was on the Texans for the longest time. Yeah. Other than that, fellas, update. I was able to finally get a hold of MLB.TV, which is great. I ended up having to pony up an extra $10 just to get the every team package. But because of the Diamondbacks.com bull crap we got to pull this year, apparently there's an issue with the purchasing and everything else. So now I had to basically spend an extra $10. But hey, now I can watch the A's play the Rockies. Shout out, Nate.
Yeah, let's go! Woohoo! Let's go, Oakland.
Listen, honestly, Nate, if it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I can't sleep, and my team's already lost or won, I might throw an A's game on just to see what this closer's all about.
At that hour, I'm usually watching. I usually woke up
this weekend. I might go this weekend.
I usually wake up from like cold.
Oh my God! Another Moneyball thing. Remember when they? Oh wait, no. Was this Mr. 3000? This was Mr. 3000.
It's Mr. 3000. I know exactly.
Mr. 3000. When they were like, we're 7 games out of third or something like that, and they were trying to get into the wild card spot. The Orioles are the Athletics are 7 games out of first, but they're only 3 out of third. So I'm like, oh my God, this is like Mr. 3000. Just get into third place, get the wild card.
Wow. Devontae Parker retiring from the NFL.
Yeah, dude, he hasn't been healthy in 9 seasons.
Practice with the Eagles. Well, listen, Chris, you know what that means. Johnny Wilson, or the kid from the 6'6" guy out of Florida State, or the kid from Texas A&M, whose name escapes me. They are going to be the slot receiver because Devontae Parker is retiring. Anus Smith, thank you. Anus Smith? I said Anus Smith. Jesus Christ.
Aeneas?
That's a clip.
Aeneas said, Mr. Smith, I apologize. It's been a long day. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. And for some reason, when I saw your name in the chat, it said Anus Smith.
Anus Smith.
Paris Campbell will be the next man up.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Paris Campbell.
Because
So, hey, listen.
Giants.
Yeah, I mean, no wonder. He went from being unproductive in the Colts to playing fat dumpster fire. So, oh my God! All right, I called a 4th round pick for the Eagles. Anus. So there you go. All right. Worst case, we can put Will Shipley in the slot.
Oh, next McCaffrey. Okay.
Yeah, or he just is the next. There we go.
How many beers? How many beers? Go, Jared. You're up.
9.
9.
No, I'm just passing. I'm not even.
No,
I don't need.
7.
I don't need to.
That's a case. He looks like an 80s drag queen a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like George Michael.
Yo, facts. If he starts singing "Whisper to Me," it's a problem.
A case of Millers and a gallon of Henny.
A gallon of Henny.
Dude, I don't know, dude.
I need about 2 gallons of Jack.
That's not a lot of beers.
I need about 2 gallons of Jack Daniels and about a keg and a half of Dragon's Milk.
BBL Chrissy.
My liver should be just TKOing at that point.
Jesus.
BBL Chrissy, I gotcha.
Jesus.
Hey, listen, either or C.F him up or something like that.
Oh God, I feel like Anus Smith.
I was
Chris. Not Chris. Nate. Honestly, we should do a clip about Anus Smith. That'd be fucking hilarious.
You got it, sir. I got you.
Put that in the blooper reel for the end of the season.
Okay.
I'm looking at that in Nate's comment about the Justin Jefferson. I wouldn't want to be present for team activities if my quarterback was Sam Darnold or J.J. McCarthy. After
you basically have like 2 drunk frat boys trying to throw a football.
Dude, honestly, he should just leave Minnesota.
He's gonna get locked down anyways by Deontay Banks in week 1. Come get the smoke.
Yo, Nate, come on, man.
Hey, Banks closed on Sundays.
Banks closed on Sundays, Jared.
I even forgot Deontay Banks was still playing Pro Bowl. That's how bad he is.
He's not that bad. He just can't handle AJ Brown yet. He will eventually.
He broke up one pass, I think, on Garrett Wilson, and all my Giant friends were going hard. I'm like, you guys come on, this is Zach Wilson and
Giants, the
Tommy
new
DeVito.
You guys remember the Tommy Cutlets run? The 2-week run?
Chris,
Yeah.
don't do it,
That's a
Chris.
quarterback who
comes
put in
in
his 2
against
weeks.
the Eagles
No,
and
Chris.
throws 3 interceptions, and then Tyrod comes in and almost leads them to a comeback.
Yeah, dude, he put in. That's a guy who put in his 2 weeks in the NFL.
That 2-week
Tommy
stretch
Cutlets
really
for
badly
the
wanted to
XFL,
move
it's
to
the
New Jersey.
UFL. Let's do it.
That 2-week stretch made me want to move to New Jersey. So
Wait, Dove Keelman still has a Twitter account?
Yeah.
Elon, what the hell? This guy is literally a slime ball.
All right.
Dove Keelman is the worst.
What did he
Alright.
do?
I think
Nice guy.
No,
What did he
literally
do?
you didn't hear about the whole Mike Lombardi thing?
Nah.
After the show, on your own time, so we don't violate copyrights because it's Pat McAfee, it's ESPN. Go look up Dove Keelman, Mike Lombardi, because they made Mike seem a little wee Italian boy racist.
Oh, maybe not a good guy.
Yeah, no, that's why I said that. I
That
really
guy.
had no issue with Dove before that. He made up stories before or fabricated stories. I was like, listen, every journalist does clickbait. But what this dude basically said, I think it was about someone with the Raiders. Look up Dove Keelman and Mike Lombardi when you have a second. But, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. Shout out to our boy Nate producing today. Kicked ass as usual. Chrissy,
Ain't the great.
kicking ass as always. I loved your Sixers rant. That was beautiful. And
Thank you.
Maddie always being the calm in the storm for us. I am your host, Jared. Shout out to our sponsors, candidates.com, promo code BELLY20 for 20% off. Righteous Felon, official sponsor of Chris's Penalty Box. Promo code Belly for 15% off at checkout. And, of course, SeatGeek, promo code Belly Up Sports for $20 off your first initial purchase. I'm actually using my SeatGeek account to get my old man a Father's Day gift. I'm taking him to go see Diamondbacks and Red Sox in August. So it's going to be a good time up at the Fens. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have an amazing week. This show will be obviously dropped on iTunes and Spotify by the end of the night. As for our Thursday show, we are doing our NFL record predictor over and under special. It's the fourth time we've done it. Hopefully we get it accurately. So you boys know the rules. You have the over-unders from Vegas based on their schedule. And we set if Vegas doesn't have them, we set the lines ourselves. Me and Nate will work on that Wednesday or Thursday morning, whichever works better for both of our schedules. And we'll have a line ready. You, me, DJ, Jay Smith, Maddie, Chris. It's going to be a good time. That being said, gentlemen, have an amazing week. We will see you guys on Thursday. Deuces.